The Dispossessed by Ursula K. Le Guin. Two worlds circling each other. Beautiful Urus, center of a powerful empire, and barren Anarres, home of a noble experiment in human freedom. For 200 years, there has been no contact. Then Shevek, the most brilliant scientist of his time, decides to make an historic journey.
Golden Horn calling Anarres. We are in pre-landing orbit.
We are not ready. Golden Horn, don't come down here.
Bloody anarchists can't even run a spaceport.
Golden Horn to Anarres. Is our visitor there? Do you have Dr. Shevek?
We are having difficulties. Stay in orbit, please.
God, I'd like to blast them.
And kill this Shevek, you bright boy.
What's so special about this muck-eater anyway?
I don't know. But if we don't get him back to Urus, we might as well not come back ourselves. Calling Anarres. Calling Anarres spaceport. I don't like this. I'm taking us down.
God.
Now you keep your finger off the red button, no matter what happens. That's an order.
Stop him! Stop Shevek! Keep the traitor here!
Stop the traitor! Stop the traitor! Stop the traitor!
Look! The ship's coming down!
Please don't make us use force.
Why are you guarding him, sister? You're an anarchist just like us.
Shevek has rights.
Everyone on Anarres has rights.
Get away from the ship! Don't get burned!
Door's opening!
Look, there's Shevek!
He's coming out the back road!
Let's get him!
No, get back, please, get back. Get back, please.
Damn you!
Please.
We're just defense committee!
We're just doing a job.
Dad, I can't do this.
You must.
Urus will destroy me.
Go, Shevek. For all our sakes, go.
Stop him, filthy propletarian!
Run, Shevek. For the sake of Anarres, go. Please, brothers and sisters.
Get back! Come on, egoizer!
Stop it. All of you. Someone's been hurt.
He's not hurt, sister. He's dead.
All the time we've been on this planet, 200 years, the Public Defense Committee has never killed anyone.
These inoculations will protect you from anything you're not used to when we land on Urus. I hope you can bear with me, Dr. Shevek.
You are a doctor. I am just plain Shevek.
You are a winner of the Say Owen Prize. On my world, we treat scientists with respect.
Respect means giving people strange titles. Well, I can see I have much to learn. Ow!
Now, you're going to feel a bit feverish for a couple of days, Dr. Shevek. But I'll have you in good health by the time we get home.
Home? I do not think that I have ever had what you proprietarians call a home. Odo, our founder, once said, "True journey is return."
My son.
No, Shevek, it is not your son. Nothing is yours. If you want to enjoy the sun on Anarres, you must learn to share it with others.
My son!
But then I'll take you back inside until you learn to stop being proprietarian.
No, my
it's
son!
All right. I'll take him now.
You're the father?
Yes. We're going to have dinner with the mother. She's leaving tonight for Abernay.
Well, won't you be able to get a posting there,
I'm
too?
afraid not. But the mother's got important work to do in Abernay. I'm staying here, North Setting.
I see. Well, Shevek's a good boy, but he's one of those children who just can't take life easily. He's going to need a lot of loving.
Now, in dealing with fractions, if I first cut something in half, and then cut the halves in half, we get quarters. Then, eighths, then 16ths.
I have an idea.
Please, Shevek, I'm trying to teach a lesson.
Yeah, but you're never going to get to the end.
What are you talking about?
Well, suppose you're throwing a ball to reach the tree. Every time you can only throw it halfway. You're never going to reach the tree, because even when you're almost on top of it, you can only still throw it halfway to the tree.
Does that idea help other students, Shevek?
Well, I was just thinking.
You're not thinking. You are egoizing, Shevek. Now leave the room until you learn to share with your brothers and sisters.
It's not fair.
Things are really weird on Urus. If you needed something and you took it, they locked you up and they wouldn't let you out. It was called a prison.
I know.
If you didn't do what they told you, they'd hit you on the ass with a big strap.
Yeah, and the worst is when they put you in a room all by yourself. Nobody ever spoke to you.
I couldn't stand that.
I know. They did it to Odo for 2 whole years. That's when she wrote her prison letters. She said the whole of Urus was a prison.
Yeah, I'd have gone crazy.
Yeah.
Doesn't scare me.
Stop egoizing, Kagid.
I could have been a prisoner if I wanted to be. But if you were a prisoner, you couldn't choose if you wanted to be or not. That's what was so weird about it.
If we put you in that vegetable cellar and locked the door, you'd be screaming to get out.
Like hell I would.
Prisoner, put your hands on top of your head.
Do you want to fight, Shevek?
Yeah, you said you weren't afraid to be a prisoner. We're going to lock you in that cellar.
Shevek? I'm not afraid. When do I get out?
Are you a prisoner or not? Prisoners aren't allowed to ask questions.
Let's just do it. Shevek, let's unlock the door.
It's after midnight. Not until he asks us.
They're gonna be looking for us.
Kagid, are you all right?
What time is it?
It's almost morning. You can come out now.
Go away. I'll come out when I feel like it. Oh, what's that smell?
I shit his pants.
Shevek, where are you going?
I'm gonna be sick.
Dr. Shevek. Dr. Shevek, are you all right?
Oh, yes. Thank you. You know, when I was a boy, we used to climb to the top of the hill and look up at Urus. We were taught that life on Urus was terrible, but we did not know if we should believe what we were taught.
Yes. Well, we'll be landing in an hour. You've just got time to clean up and get your clothes on.
It is my great pleasure today to welcome Shevek, the foremost scientist of our time, and to present him in recognition of his great contribution to mathematics and temporal physics, the Golden Cube of C.U. Owen, the highest civilian award on the planet of Urus.
Oh, look how tall he is.
Thank you.
His clothes.
Thank you.
He looks like a beggar.
Oh, I think he looks very distinguished.
He looks very sad.
Thank you. 200 years ago, my people left Urus to found a new society on Anarres. It was a time, let us be honest with each other, there was war and revolution and much shedding blood. When my people finally reached Anarres, they were very bitter. They closed the door on the past. I am the first person in 2 centuries to return from Anarres. I have come to bring our peoples together again.
The ambassador from planet Hay. The ambassador from planet Terra. The envoy from the outer planet Federation. The president of the Urasti Commonwealth and Dr. Shevek.
I've never seen anything like this.
Your ship was a bit late arriving. We thought you'd be hungry, so we prepared a little buffet to welcome you.
A little buffet? You have mountains of food on those tables. It looks like enough to feed half of Anarres.
Let me fill up a plate for you, Dr. Shevek.
No plans tonight, Sheriff. Not till the end of the week.
Oh, it's all right, Tada. I'm not hungry. Tada, can I tell you my dream?
If you want.
There were 2 people. One of them was you, I think. They were both yelling at me to dig in the ground. And when I did, I found this big pipe and millions of numbers started falling out. And suddenly I felt very happy. I tried to tell the other person, but she wouldn't listen to me. She had long hair right down to her waist.
I think that was Rulag.
The mother?
Yes, but you couldn't remember her. She left before you were 2.
Were you sad when she left?
Rulag was a brilliant engineer. They wanted her to come to the Institute at Abernay.
Well, you could have gone too.
We talked about it. I like it here at North Setting. And we both realized that I was more a parent than Rulag could ever be.
I'm glad you stayed.
Don't ever think badly of Rulag. I don't. Rulag and I both made free choices. That is what life on Anarres is all about.
Tada, can I study mathematics? Could I for my whole life?
Of course. Who would stop you?
I don't know.
No one on Anarres will ever stop you, Shevek. Back on Urus, when Oda first talked about anarchism, they locked her up. And finally they killed her. The very idea of freedom terrified people on Urus. But on this planet, we are free.
Well, am I free to have plums for dessert? Even if there aren't any?
Shevek, you're impossible.
Oh, Dr. Shevek. Are you really the man in the moon?
Yes, in a sense, I suppose I am.
Is that why you keep looking at the ceiling?
Not exactly.
Why don't you look at me when you talk to me? I like looking at you.
I don't wish to give offense. I'm not accustomed. On my world, women cover themselves up.
Don't you like my breasts?
I don't think it is a question of what I like. I don't wish to embarrass you.
I will be very offended if you do not admire my breasts, man in the moon. Women on Urus are proud of their bodies. We're not afraid to uncover our breasts and show them off.
Yes. Well, I have much to learn about your world.
Oh, you're going to love Urus. Come, Meet my friends. They're dying to talk to you.
There was a young man. He was getting me some food.
Yes, Io, he's my husband. Don't worry. He'll find us.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, brother. You must be on the night shift, right?
Sir?
Well, I was sure that there must be more than one person living here. You could fit a whole dormitory from Anarres into this place.
Yes, sir. I've drawn your bath, sir.
You've what?
I've drawn your bath, sir. And I've taken a liberty. I hope you'll forgive me.
How can you take a liberty? Are we not both free men?
Oh, yes, sir, I'm sure we are. But you see, sir, I've thrown your old clothes in the incinerator.
Is this some sort of Urasti custom?
Oh, no, sir. But your old clothes were, lower class is the only way I can describe them. Just an old shirt with holes in it and a pair of baggy trousers. So I slipped out this morning and got you a whole new outfit. Swallowtail jacket, a brocade waistcoat, knee breeches, gaiters, and even a pair of silk stockings. All in patterns of blue, silver, and grey, sir. I hope you don't mind, sir.
If I did mind, what could you do about it?
Oh, well, I don't know, sir. We want you to be happy on Urus, sir.
Stop calling me sir. My name is Shevik.
I'll try, Mr. Shevik. We all want you to feel at home here, sir. I'll get it, sir.
I don't think I belong on this planet.
Here's Dr. Atro and Dr. Sio to see you.
Shevek, at last. After all these years, we meet face to face.
Atro, I have looked forward to this meeting.
Let me give you an old-fashioned Urasti bear hug. Ah, Shevek. I'm so glad you finally listened to us and came to Urus. Oh, you've met my young colleague, Sio Pei, I think?
Ah, yes, the young man of the plates.
Plates, Sio?
He was kind enough to help me get my dinner last night.
Ah, Sio's my assistant and a full professor here at the World University.
Dr. Shevik, I grew up reading and admiring your principles of sequencing.
I don't think Atro would be so kind. We have spent our lives destroying each other's theories.
You were always a better destroyer, Shevik, but now you're here. And now you can work on your unified theory of sequency and simultaneity. How far along are you?
I'm working on it.
Every physicist on the 14 known worlds is waiting for you to finish.
You have all been very helpful. But I don't feel at home here.
Is there anything you need?
I would like to ask about the women.
Oh, any kind you'd like. Sio, I thought I told you to look after our guest. Just tell us your preferences, dear friend. Anything within reason.
One does hear strange stories about sex life on Anarres, but I'm sure we can look after you, Dr. Shevik, and very discreetly.
No. Last night I met many women, hundreds of them, it seems, and not one of them spoke to me about physics.
Good Lord, no. Can't do the math. Women think with the old groin. Not that you'll ever hear me complaining about that.
Do you find women on Anarres capable of original scientific work?
It's more that they found me capable. Mitis, my first teacher at North Setting, was a woman. So was Gavarib at the Institute. I think you probably know her books.
Gavarib was a woman. I'll be damned. Well, we can't tell from your names, of course. You Anarresti make such a fetish out of not distinguishing between the sexes.
Odo, who founded our movement, was a woman.
Yes, I'd almost forgotten that. Oh, as the ancients say, a beautiful, virtuous woman is an inspiration to us all, the most precious thing on earth.
I see. As a scientist, I don't think I can work on your world.
Shevik, there's something I think you ought to see. This is our particle smasher, Sheriff. Those tunnels go back to half a mountain range.
I never dreamed.
They cost $20 billion to build, and it's yours.
Mine?
Yours to command, Sheriff. Come here with any equation, any theory you want to test. They'll run it for you.
Anarchists never built anything like this, did they, Shevik?
These are the light tunnels. They go back 700 miles. We run laser beams through them, building up their speed. Then we drive them into each other.
It's a bit like the atom smashing they did in the Middle Age, only now we can break apart light waves.
Watch that screen, Shevik. Watch it.
I am here every day, Dr. Shevik. I will run any experiment you give me.
So, Dr. Atro, our friend has taken the bait?
I think so.
He did not suspect that you were sent to him by the state police?
Colonel Anarres, I do not think the idea would ever occur to him. He has decided to stay on at the World University and do some work there on his unified theory.
Does he know why we brought him here? Has he heard anything about the rebellion on the outer planets?
I don't think so.
Good. He should keep his head clear for mathematics. But you and I know, don't we, Dr. Atro? If we had Shevik's theory, we could have instant space travel. A spaceship could take off from Urus and land on the outer planets a minute or two later. Just imagine, you're up there, scheming and plotting, thinking you've got time to spare. And suddenly a hole in the sky opens up and 1,000 battle cruisers come pouring out, all firing their laser beams and particle cannons. We could crush the whole rebellion like grinding a cockroach under our heel.
Indeed. Strange, isn't it, Colonel? This big, clumsy peasant has become the most important man in the 14 known worlds.
And your job, Dr. Atro, is to see that he works for us.
Part 1 of The Dispossessed by Ursula K. Le Guin, dramatized by David Lewis Stein, starring Gary Reinecke as Shevik, Barbara Gordon as Takvir, John Swindells as Atro, and Phil Aiken as Sayo, with Gilly Fennick as Efor, Geza Kovacs as Andras, Ishwar Mulji as Palat, John Friesen as the teacher and the president, Barbara Budd as Drea, Karam Maliki Sanchez as young Shevik, Ian Heath as young Tyrion, and Marlo Vela as Kaga. Original music was composed and performed by Marsha Coffey, with Hugh Marsh, David Tomlinson, Scott Alexander, Michael White, and Sandy Crawley. Vocalists were Annie Goldspink, Brenda Webb, and Sandy Crawley. Series script editor is Sandra Rabinovich. Technical operations were by John McCarthy. Sound effects by Bill Robinson. Production assistant, Heather Brown. The Dispossessed was produced and directed at Studio G in Toronto by William Lane. Next week, hear Part 2 of The Dispossessed. The Dispossessed by Ursula K. Le Guin. His anarchist brothers and sisters called Shevek a traitor when he left Anarres. But on the proprietarian world of Urus, they gave this brilliant physicist a hero's welcome. The luxury repelled him until they offered him their magnificent labs to work in. But the rulers of Urus desperately need something in return.
Dr. Atro, watch the screen. Speed of light plus 09. Oh, just what Shevek said it would be.
Yes. But how does it all fit together, sire?
I wish I knew. Shevek doesn't explain anything. He just brings us his equations to test, and every time we get exactly the particle speeds he says we should.
Sire, a rebellion is brewing on the outer worlds. It takes 14 months to reach those planets by conventional spaceship. If Shevek completes his unified theory of sequency and simultaneity, we could send a fleet of spaceships up from Urus, and an instant later they would descend on the outer planets. We could crush their rebellion.
Oh. Have you told Shevek this?
Of course not. Our job, sire, is to keep Shevek happy and working. When will you see him again?
Tonight. We're going to the opera.
Wasted on a peasant like that. Still, the more time he spends with you, the more he'll trust you.
Noble lady, your wounds have not yet healed. My people need me. The truth has been.
Brother Sile, I have never seen anything more beautiful. Our greatest work, Dr. Shevek. The Legend of Queen Vea. My old friends on Anarres would never believe this.
It's funny. We sit on this hill, looking up at Urus, and it's our moon.
Yeah.
And at the very moment that we're doing that, there are people on Urus watching Anarres float by. But they think we are their moon.
So, what is truth? What is reality?
They're all smearing oil on the women and sticking pearls on their tits.
Oh.
I read about it in an old book.
Shevek, you are disgusting.
But that's what we're told about old Urus. How everybody there is supposed to be a rotten profiteer.
You think they lied to us, Tyron?
All I'm saying is that we've been taught all our lives to hate Urus.
Well, why not? Look what they did to us Odonians.
They gave us their moon, didn't they?
Only after Odo led an insurrection that damn near wrecked their filthy profiteering world. Tyron, if you think Urus is so goddamned interesting, why don't you go there? Nobody's stopping you.
Shevek, why don't you find some sweet young girl and copulate with her? Give us all a break.
I tried copulating. Wasn't anything special.
I've been trying not to copulate. At least until I find someone that I really like.
That's not much fun either.
I can't stand this place anymore. They want people for tree planting in the southern desert. I'm signing up.
Deeper. Deeper. For the first good wind will carry off every damn tree you stick in those trenches. Hard work getting you down, kid. I'm all right. I'll put your hat back on. That sun will fry your brains.
Oh, we really worked today. I wish I could go for a swim. I stink.
I stink too. Ain't no water in the desert, brother.
Out here, we all stink.
In anarchist solidarity.
Hey, you, Shevik.
Yeah, what do you want?
My name's Shevet. People are getting us mixed up. You better change your name.
Change your own name if you don't like it.
You're one of those little profiteers, spends all his time in school. I've always wanted to beat the crap out of one of you.
I'm a worker.
Back to the nursery.
Go yourself. Ah! Oh!
Shevik, you okay?
Where am I?
Beside the tent. It's almost morning.
Oh, my jaw hurts.
Yeah, you got a nice black eye, too.
All right, morning crew. Get the sand out of your pants, brothers and sisters.
Stay in camp today. Nobody will miss you.
No, I'm coming.
Aye, the sand cuts like a knife.
Summer wind's coming. But at least no more put-in-the-face city kids anyway. They can't take a summer in the desert.
She brings the green leaf from the stone, from the heart of rock, clear water running. She walks the moonlight all alone. She leaves the morning coming. And who she loves, she never tells. And who she loves, she never tells.
Hi. That's a pretty song.
The miners sing it out in West Rising.
You're a miner?
Sure. Best job at Anarres.
What are you doing out here?
Seeing the world, getting a little fresh air.
You want to go for a walk?
Do you want a coffee late?
Well, do you want to?
Sure. I've been watching you.
She brings the flowers from the sand. She takes my engine in her hand.
I think you're ready again.
Look, the sun's coming up. We've got 600 trees to do today.
You're right. We should get back to camp.
Oh, the only place I want to be is inside you.
Oh, yes.
Vision, I never dreamed that copulating or anything could be so beautiful.
I'll stop egoizing and get to work.
Huh?
I just want to say a few words over this last tree. Right? Someday we'll come back here with the children and the children's children. We'll tell stories about the old days, and the little kids will laugh at us. But we'll remember how we pushed the desert back and made Anarres a little better place to live.
Well, I guess it's north setting for me. Back to the physics books.
I want to go with you.
What? Oh, well, I thought you said you didn't want to partner.
Well, I do want to partner. I want to partner with you.
Deshin, if we partner, with me, it has to be very deep. A bond for life.
Life. I just want a partner for 6 months.
Oh, Deshin, do you want to go out on the dunes one last time together?
Yes. I do.
Light is night, is dark, is right, is... Oh, to hell with it.
Shevik, are you all right?
Hello, Mittis. I'm not much of a student today, I'm afraid. I just can't get these sequency problems to work.
I sent your series to Sabul. He sent this back for you.
X equals t to the 10th. Y equals t squared. He's right. This links everything together.
Sabul wants you to come to the Physics Institute in Ebene.
What? Sabul's a genius.
Some of us think you are a genius, Shevik. Be careful in Ebene, brother.
I've never seen so many sweet cakes in one place.
Everybody contributed their rations. They wanted to give Shevik a good send-off.
Here they come again!
Tyrann wishes me to announce that this final act of his great epic play is dedicated to Shevik.
Shh. It's cold out here. Didn't I share my fish cakes with you?
Yes, I've seen this one before.
You should share your body with me. Didn't Odo tell us that crime only begins when there's private property?
Yes?
Well, if you treat your body as private property, then you're committing a crime. But if you share your body with me, you're a good Odonian anarchist.
Odo never said that. Odo certainly did say that.
So, the way I see it, true brotherhood doesn't come from having good times together. True brotherhood can only come from the sharing of pain.
Oh, dear. Must be getting close to sunup. Shevik's getting philosophical again.
Shevik, what do you want us to do? Keep hitting ourselves with a hammer because it feels so good when we stop?
Your play was pretty critical of life on Anarres, Tyrann.
My play was a satire. I was helping people to laugh at themselves.
No, Shevik's right. But everybody's so afraid of suffering.
We're taught that Odonian social justice ends all suffering.
Social justice doesn't end loneliness.
Most people on Anarres would be afraid to say that. They just want to talk about how people should always love each other.
What's your name? I don't think we've ever talked before.
I am Takver. Tell me something. If you think people have to know pain in order to know real love, how do they lead their lives?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Well, brother, this old fright balloon got you here in one piece. Hey, that's Ebene down there. That's 50,000 people. Biggest city we got on this freezing planet.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I am Sabul, director of the Ebene Physics Institute.
It took you damn long enough to get here, Shevek.
Well, I was...
Now go away and read that. And write me a critique of it.
Atros, Principles of Temporal Physics.
Damn rasty profiteer. We're going to destroy him, you and I. Don't tell anyone you've got that book.
I don't understand.
Atros, our business. Don't want anybody cutting in on us.
We are both Odonians. I've been taught all my life to share all I have.
If you found dynamite caps in the street, would you share those with children? Listen, you're at the Institute now. Privilege brings responsibility.
So, in studying temporal physics, we must empty our minds of old ideas. We are taught to believe in sequencing, one event following another. But we must begin to explore simultaneity. We see the light from a star many millions of years after it has left that star. How can it be that our experience of the star and the star itself can both exist simultaneously? Young man, my lecture is over.
What you say, it fits with what I have been thinking.
I'm glad. I'm an old woman. My ideas are not very popular these days.
Gavarab, I would like to study with you.
If I can be of help to you, brother, come.
How'd you like that, Shevek? Pretty damn neat, eh?
A critique of Atro's infinite sequencing hypothesis. By Sabul and Shevek.
Well, I took the paper you wrote for me, did some editing. You left a lot of rough spots.
This is word for word what I wrote.
So what? You'd never have got it published without me. What matters is we've finished off that damn profiteer Atro. You know what he once said? My work was crude and provincial.
I would like to correspond with Atro.
What?
Some of what he is saying is similar to Gavarab's ideas.
I heard you'd been hanging around that old hag. Religious nonsense, not physics.
Will you authorize this letter to Atro to go onto an ore freighter?
Not up to me. Defense committee decides what letters go to Urus.
You're their advisor on physics. I thought it would save time if I asked you first.
Let's see it then. This is the same damn nonsense Gvarab spouts.
That was stupid. Do you think you can stop an idea by ripping up a piece of paper?
I can stop you, brother.
Last call, brothers and sisters.
I brought you this.
The Rasti Journal of Physics. With an article by Atro.
If you want to reply to him, I can get your letter on an ore freighter.
But Sabul...
Oh, Sabul doesn't control everything around here.
Isn't it strange, Gavarab? Atro is my enemy, a profiteer on old Urus, and yet I feel very close to him.
All scientists are brothers.
Gevarum, you're not well. You should go for a rest.
Oh, too much work to do. Oh, so many ideas I must write down.
We have gathered here to mourn for our sister, Gevarum. She taught us new ways to think about space and time, about sequency and simultaneity. We, in physics, had our Odo, but people did not honor her. Now she is gone, and there is no one to take her place.
On Anarres, we're brothers, we share the land. I offer you this, my empty
Shevek!
hand. She kissed my fingers and off we went to
Hello.
populate in the desert
It's me,
sand.
Badap.
Yes.
On Anarres, we're brothers and sisters and lovers
Well,
and brothers. On
it's nice to
Anarres,
see you again.
On Anarres, on Anarres, on Anarres.
Thank you, brothers and sisters. And now I'm going to play you a little music from the Harlem Tree country.
Wait! Shevek! I'm coming with you! So that's the story, Chev. I've been in Abernay 4 decades. All it took was 40 days to find out that nobody was interested in new ideas about education.
Well, with me, it was Sabul.
I thought you came here to study with him.
Sabul hasn't had a new idea or a bath in 20 years.
Poor Shevek.
There was only one person on this whole planet who understood what I'm doing, and we buried her 3 days ago. I've sort of been wandering around ever since.
I never thought I'd hear Shevek sounding so depressed.
I've thought of suicide more than once.
Now, don't overdo it, Chev. You've just come up against committee chairman, the secret brotherhood that runs Anarres. Sometimes I think the bastards would kill people just to hang on to their little shreds of power.
Well, now who's getting carried away?
Really? Do you remember how much we all liked the play Tyrion put on for your going-away party?
Yes.
2 days after you left North Setting, the theater syndicate voted never to put it on again. They said it was disrespectful to Odo.
What?
Tyrion got rattled and started screaming at them. The only postings he could get in North Setting after that were labor gangs. He started roaming around.
Huh?
You wouldn't believe the letters he sent me. The last one was from the lunatic asylum on Segvina Island.
Oh, no.
Tyrion was wiser, more sensitive, better than any of us.
Dad, what went wrong with this planet? What is going to happen to us? That was magnificent, Brother Sire.
I thought you'd like it. Let's go for a midnight drink.
Do Eurastes never sleep?
Not in the Imperial Plaza. They say if you sit long enough in one of these cafes, Dr. Shevik, you'll see everybody you know in the 14 known worlds pass by.
Can't you please just call me Shevik?
What'll it be, gents?
A glass of liqueur for me.
Just a glass of fruit juice, please.
Coming right.
Calling you Dr. Shevik is more than Eurasti formality. I have too much respect for you to address you as an equal.
And this is how you show your respect? By working with me so that you can find out how close I am to completing a unified theory of sequency and simultaneity.
I work with you because I want to help you.
Please, Sayo. You are not as clever as you think.
Well, you can't really blame the people here. Your work could be as important to our time as nuclear fission was to the Middle Age.
I see.
Shevik, go back to Anarres. Don't let them use you.
Did it ever occur to you that I might be using them? Anarres has become narrow and isolated. I came here because I want to open up my world to new ideas.
You don't have much time. If they don't get what they want from you by kindness, they'll use other methods.
They can't take from me what I don't have. My work is not done yet. When my theory is completed, I will decide what to do with it.
You are playing a dangerous game.
Part 2 of The Dispossessed by Ursula K. Le Guin. Dramatized by David Lewis Stein. Starring Gary Reinecke as Shevik, Barbara Gordon as Takver, John Swindells as Atro, Greg Elwand as Bedap, Hrant Alianak as Sabul, and Phil Aiken as Sayo. With Milan Chelov as Tyrin, Brenda Webb as Beshun, Roger Barnes as Shevet, Joyce Gordon as Gvarab, and Beth Robinson as Metis. Original music was composed by Marcia Coffey. Series script editor is Sandra Rabinovich. Technical operations were by John McCarthy. Sound effects by Bill Robinson. Production assistant, Heather Brown. The Dispossessed was produced and directed at Studio G in Toronto by William Lane. Until next week, I'm Ken Haslam. Good night. The Dispossessed by Ursula K. Le Guin. Free love, terrible poverty. Such strange ideas people on Urus had about the anarchist planet Anarres. Shevek told them the truth. The most brilliant scientist of his time had to admit he had grown up to find he had no place among his comrades. Now, the rich life on Urus was beginning to tempt him.
All right, little friend. Third simultaneity matrix. Add y to the 10th power.
That cannot be done. Speed of light barrier cannot be crossed.
Yes, it can.
I've got your bags all packed, sir.
My bags?
Yes, sir. For the weekend.
What?
Country. To visit Dr. Sayo.
Damn! I'd completely forgotten. Thank you, E4.
Mr. Shevek, I was wondering, I have a wife in Capital City. Might I go visit her while you're away, sir?
You don't need my permission to visit your wife. Listen, we have this big apartment with just the two of us. Why don't you ask your wife to stay with us?
Oh, thank you, sir, but I couldn't do that. The university is only for men. Women aren't allowed on the campus.
That's just a silly rule, E4. I'm sure if
There's Dr. Sayo. Have a nice weekend, sir.
Will that be all, Madam Dreer?
Yes. Well, unless our guest would like to relent and try some roast stag.
No, thank you. These vegetables are wonderful and more than enough for me.
Oh, too bad. We hunted down this stag right here on the estate, butchered and aged him ourselves.
Your home is amazing. It looks like one of those ancient castles in our history books.
This is just our country place. Been in my family for 9 generations.
Abanay is the major city of Anarres. In all of Abanay, there is not a building as large as this country place of yours.
Don't you have a house, Dr. Shevek?
My partner and I have a room. Pilon, the baby, is still with us. She sleeps on the platform below ours. Sadik, the older daughter, sleeps in the dorm. She's 9.
But you have no privacy. Well, how do people carry on love affairs?
Drea?
Well, I was only wondering. When everybody seems to be living on top of each other on Anarres, it sounds like a prison.
We have no policemen on Anarres.
What keeps people from robbing and murdering each other?
Nobody needs to steal. If you want something, you simply go to the depository and take it. As for violence, why would you murder me if you could gain no advantage from my death?
Oh.
Air raid drill. It's this stupid rebellion on the outer planets. We're supposed to be ready in case they attack Urus, even though it would take them 14 months to get here. It's ridiculous, but I'm afraid we'll have to turn off all the lights. Perhaps we could go out onto the terrace.
Oh, what a lovely idea, Sayo. I'll have our dessert brought out.
The stars are out tonight. And there's Anarres.
Oh. You know, we call it the moon.
On Anarres, we think of Urus as the moon.
Do you really believe in free love up there?
Free love?
Drea, behave yourself.
No, I don't mind answering questions about Anarres. But what do you mean?
Well, you just hop into bed whenever you feel like it. You don't even have to be married.
Ah, yes. Well, in a sense, people can copulate whenever they wish. They can ask for a room in a dormitory for a single night, or they can become partners and stay together forever.
Your, what do you call it, your, partner? Did she let you have her before you were sworn to her? I mean, didn't she want to keep her honor?
The first person I actually lived with was another man.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Dr. Shevek, please excuse my wife. I'll attend to her later.
Please.
I am the first person to come from Anarres in 200 years. I'm sure you have many strange ideas about how we live. People on Anarres are free to copulate with whomever they choose. There was a time in my life, just after the first edition of the Principles of Simultaneity had come out.
I remember we received a copy of it here. The title page said Sabul and Shevek, but we could tell it was all your work. Sabul had never been able to think so brilliantly.
Yes, Sabul appropriated my ideas. I felt completely alone. One night I came across an old friend, Badap. He came back to my room and we talked for a long time. Badap is an educationist, and he too was having trouble getting people to accept his ideas.
Dap, what went wrong with this planet? What's going to happen to us?
I don't know.
Badap, stay with me tonight. Please.
Put your arms around me. I'm frightened, too.
Badap, I don't want to go on like this.
It's because I'm fat, isn't it?
There's a group from the Science Institute. They're going hiking in the mountains. I'm going with them.
When you get back, I'll be gone.
Dap, I do still love you.
I love you too, Shevek. Don't freeze your ass off in the mountains.
Following me?
Your name is Takla.
Yes. What do you want?
I just wanted to tell you I have never been drawn to a woman the way I've been drawn to you ever since we started this hike.
I didn't mean to spoil your vacation.
Well, it doesn't spoil it. It's like living through an earthquake.
Thank you.
Well, it's not you. No, it's me.
That's what you think. If you wanted to copulate, why haven't you asked me?
I'm not sure that's what I do want.
I'm not sure either.
You've sworn off sex?
No.
You were at my going-away party in North Setting. Mm-hmm. It was 2 years ago. We danced together, remember? Later on, almost morning, we talked about people facing up to pain.
Yes. I remember that night very well. You said that suffering, not love, is the thing that gives people the strength to stay together.
Yes. Takla, what are you looking for?
I'm not against pleasure, but I don't need it. And if I take something I don't need, I'll never get to what I do need.
What do you need?
I need the bond. The real one. Body and mind and all the years of life. Nothing else. Nothing less.
Yes. Body and mind. For life.
Ah, the all clear. Urus is safe for another night. Well, I must go inside and see what the servants are up to.
Did you really talk about pain and suffering with your partner?
I did indeed.
Oh. You must tell me more. Take my hand, man in the moon.
Yes?
Now, press it to your lips. Now we will meet again.
Dead on. Just what you said it would be, Dr. Shevek.
Yes, but there is one final connection I cannot make. There is a wall, and I can't seem to go through it or around it.
Dr. Shevek, it's for you.
Hello.
Hello, man in the moon. It's Drea Pace, Sire's wife. You came to our house last weekend. Have you forgotten me already?
No, of course not.
You pressed my hand to your lips.
I have a partner on Anarres, and your husband is working 10 feet away from me.
Oh, do you really think Sire would object if you and I had lunch together?
Lunch? Oh, I thought you meant...
Well, you can explain what you thought I meant over lunch. Candra's Cafe in the Pearl Market.
And what would please the palate of Madame Drea today?
Baby shrimps marinated in the Carnassian style.
Sir?
I'll have the same, whatever it is.
May I suggest a light dry wine, sir?
Oh, he never touches alcohol. He's one of those terrible Adonians from Anarres. But I'll take a double glass of your best sparkling.
Very good, Madame Drea. Pleasure as always.
Well, here you are. Oh, but you look so stern, Dr. Shevek. Have you come only to scold me for interrupting you?
No, of course not. It's just that everything here is so rich.
You know, you mustn't think we're all bad, silly people. We have earned our little luxuries. You know, my mother was a chambermaid. She worked 12 hours a day so I could go to finishing school and mingle with the right people. Learn to use your brains, my mother told me. And so I did. I seduced Sio in his own father's bedroom, and then I got him to marry me. Sio's family has had money and land for 17 generations.
I see.
Dr. Shevek, I am not accustomed to having lunch with scowling old men.
And I am not accustomed to being with women who are bald.
Well, all upper-class women on Urus shave their heads. The more skin men see, the better they like it. But then we sprinkle our heads with these powders that give different effects in the light.
It is very, very attractive. May I ask you something? The diamond at your throat, how does it stay on?
Oh, a magnet implanted under my skin.
Amazing.
You disapprove of me so thoroughly. I love it. Would the stern anarchist like to give me a spanking?
What is that?
You'll put me across your knees. Slap my bottom. Don't they spank children on Anarres?
They certainly do not.
Oh, Sio likes to spank me. Sometimes it's very exciting. You know, but sometimes Sio really is mad at me and it hurts. But I always forgive him afterwards.
On my world, people do not hit each other to show their affection.
What do they do?
They copulate.
Oh, yes. And so you've told me. Well, life is so pleasant on Anarres. I can't imagine why you came to Urus.
I have work to do here.
Yes, but that's not the only reason. You are attracted to the way we live, but you don't want to admit it. Whenever you find yourself actually having a good time on Urus, you draw yourself up like an angry old warhorse and say, "Oh, but these people are terrible."
Am I really that obvious?
Well, not to everybody. But I'm a very sensitive person.
I do like many things on Urus.
Then don't be afraid to show it. Sio and I are having a party next week. Will you be my guest?
I would be delighted.
Oh, wonderful. Now, touch my hand to your lips again. Man in the moon.
You do have beautiful hands. Ephor, are you sure this is what people wear to a party?
Oh, yes, sir. Breeches, waistcoat, ruffled shirt.
I feel like a wandering juggler.
That'll be the limousine, sir.
Thank you, E4, for all your help. What's this? A note stuck under the door. Shevek, join with your anarchist brothers. Come to Tio Maida's pawn shop in the Old Town. E4, do you have any idea what this means?
The underground, sir.
Underground?
Anarchists, sir. Your people. Like them that started Anarres.
We must talk about this tomorrow. Good night, E4.
Good night, sir.
This Outer Planets thing is getting serious.
Yeah, if it was up to me, I'd bomb them back to the Stone Age.
Yeah.
Hey, where's the surprise? Drea always has a surprise at her parties.
That's him over there, the man in the moon.
Oh, big, isn't he?
Especially below the belt, I'd wager.
Dr. Shevek, there's one question I've been dying to ask. Do you really believe in free love up there on the moon?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, tell me the truth now. Is doing it as much fun on Anarres as it is on Urus?
I'm hardly in a position to judge.
Hey, you, Shevek. Yeah, I've been reading about your sequencing and simultaneity business in the newspapers.
Yes?
I'm not a scientist. I'm a businessman, as a matter of fact. And I've done quite well, if I do say so myself.
I see.
But all this nonsense you're spouting about being in two places at the same time...
Not quite the same
well,
time.
it's unnatural. Religious mumbo-jumbo. We've got enough trouble with the lower classes here without you scientists making them think they can jump around and get away from doing their duties. Now, if you ask me, I think that...
did ask you, Oi, and if you monopolize my guest of honor, I shall be very cross.
Thank you for rescuing me. What is this party for, Drea?
Well, to meet the famous Dr. Shevek, of course, and to celebrate female power.
I thought women on Urus had no power.
Why? Oh, because we don't pretend to be doctors or lawyers or great mathematicians. Look around you, my friend. What do you see?
You wouldn't make such a fuss about your children.
I see many beautiful men and women.
Yes, and what are the women wearing?
They are wearing only skirts.
Yes, only skirts. On Urus, men go clanking around in their big uniforms, but then they're helpless before the unprotected body of a beautiful woman. The men rule the world, and the women run the men. It's a very satisfying arrangement.
You may have less power than you think.
Oh, Shevek, you are impossible.
Now, this Outer Planets thing is good for business. Shevek!
Atro!
Haven't seen you in weeks, my friend. How's the work going?
Fine.
I must see to my other guests.
Shevek, where on earth did you get that outfit?
My servant, E4. I asked him what I should wear.
You look like a tropical bird. How are you making out at the light lab? Sayo looking after you all right?
Come, Dr. Shevek, I insist you dance with me.
No, thank you. I'm talking to Dr. Astro.
Go enjoy yourself, my friend. If you get dressed up like a fancy man, you're bound to get offers.
You are wonderful, Dr. Shevek.
Well, we're not just philosophers up on the moon, you know. We like to have fun, too.
Sir, madame, a glass of sparkly?
Oh, yes, please.
What is that?
Wine with little bubbles. It's very good.
You're right. It is good. It's like grape juice. Waiter, another glass, please.
Oh, there goes Sayo. Isn't he wonderful?
I know that dance.
It's called the Gezernik, an old peasant dance. You have to lie on your elbows and kick your heels as high as you can. It's very hard. My husband once broke his leg.
We do that dance up on Anarres.
Look, Dr. Shevek's doing the Gezernik. Oh, isn't he great? This is Dr. Shevek and Oh, Dr. Shevek, Dr. Shevek, look at him go. Go, Dr. Shevek. Bravo!
A bottle of sparkly for Shevek, the best dancer on 2 planets. Bravo.
Friends, I give you the wealth, I mean the health and peace and friendship of Urus and Anarres.
Is it true up on Anarres you can stop a woman anytime you want? Don't have to be married or anything?
No.
You've been twice what the university's giving you, Mr. Sheriff. We need a good time to study men in the plastics industry.
Plastics?
Is it true women in Anarres go around in overalls and they never have any?
Oh, yes.
Dr. Shevek. Oh, there you are. Oh, dear. I think you should rest a bit.
The wine.
Oh, yes, I know. You come along with me.
Yes. Smells in here. Pretty.
Yes, it's my dressing room. Now you just lie down and rest.
Nice breasts. You rasty women.
No, get your hands off me. No, please. Well, you don't understand. I'll call you next week. We can arrange something.
I understand. I'm ready.
No. Oh, damn you to hell, you've soiled my skirt.
So then I said to him, Dr. Shevek, that's your 3rd dessert. And he says to me, need energy, brother. A lot of work to do this afternoon.
Sio, darling, could I ask just one tiny little favor from you?
Who's there? It's after midnight.
Open up. We brought your master home. Help Dr. Sio get him into bed.
Is he all right?
Can't drink, that's all.
Dr. Atwell, what are you doing?
Shut up, old man. Not a bloody thing here. What the hell has he been doing with his time? We've got open rebellion on the outer planets. If we had his unified theory of sequency and simultaneity, a fleet of spaceships could take off from Urus and land out there an instant later. We could crush their goddamn rebellion. And what is stopping us? Just this stupid peasant from Anarres.
He told me earlier that he was blocked.
Yes, you're great pals with him now, aren't you? Well, I'll tell you something. Your friend Shevek better get himself unblocked, and fast. We don't have much more time to waste on him. You, old man.
Yes, sir?
You keep your mouth shut about this, or you'll wind up with the state police.
My head is splitting.
I brought you a cup of medicinal bitters, sir.
Ifor, what happened to me?
Your friends brought you home, sir. You've got a hangover, I'm afraid.
Oh, I've never felt so sick. What?
If you want a piece of ass.
What is this? Ifor, who are these people?
Students, sir. They've been called up because of this outer planet business.
Students?
Coming
Yes,
across the campus is a collection of crazed rebels from the outer planets. If you don't stick your bayonets into their guts, they'll stick their short arms into your sisters and your sweethearts. Arms at the ready. Bayonets. 2 points to the sun. Easy now. Charge!
Atro, what have you done to me? E4, last night, that note, those people you called the underground, I must find them.
Oh, it's very dangerous, sir.
E4, I must find the anarchists.
Part 3 of The Dispossessed by Ursula K. Le Guin. Dramatized by David Lewis Stein. Starring Gary Reinecke as Shevek, Barbara Gordon as Takver, John Swindells as Atro, Phil Aiken as Sayo, Greg Elwand as Badap, and Gilly Fennick as E4. With Barbara Budd as Drea, George Booza as Oyi and the Sergeant, and Ellen Ray Hennessy as Nexa. Original music for The Dispossessed was composed by Marcia Coffey. Series script editor is Sandra Rabinovich. Technical operations were by John McCarthy. Sound effects by Bill Robinson. Production assistant, Heather Brown. The Dispossessed was produced and directed in Toronto at Studio G by William Lane. Next week, hear Part 4 of The Dispossessed. Until
The Dispossessed by Ursula K. Le Guin. Desperate anarchist rebels sent Shevek a message. But Shevek, the brilliant scientist from the anarchist planet Anarres, had grown to like the rich life on Urus. He brushed the underground aside. Then, after a party, too much wine, and a botched attempt at seduction, Shevek awoke to find soldiers at bayonet practice outside his window. The honeymoon is over.
Yes, what is it?
Dr. Atro to see you, Colonel Anarres.
Have him searched. Then send him in.
Yes, sir.
I'll send for the duty sergeant.
Is this really necessary?
There's a planetary emergency, sir, and this is the office of the state police.
I am a doctor of mathematics at the World University. Do they really think I might be a spy?
Where's the gentleman?
Over there.
Take off your clothes, please.
Here? But in front of this woman?
She's a secretary. She don't see nothing. But if it'll make you feel better. You, over there. You stand in that corner and keep your nose to the wall.
Yes, sir.
Now, undress, please. Or do you need some help?
That won't be necessary.
Thank you. Now, pass me your clothes as you remove them, please. Good. Yeah. And nothing in these. Yeah. Good. Now, open your mouth. Fine. Now, turn around. Bend over.
Like hell I will.
Hey, I've got 5 men patrolling this floor. If I blow this little whistle, they'll all come charging in here. That's it. Now, spread your cheeks. Thank you. You can straighten up and get dressed now.
I'll be speaking to your superior officers, my friend. One bad thing about war. It makes the lower classes forget their place in the scheme of things.
Can I come out of the corner now?
Oh, sure, friend. God, I wish I'd have stuck a bayonet up him when I had him bent over like that.
I'd have loved to see that. So white and soft he were.
Dr. Atro, your friend Shevek has been here almost 9 months. We've seen nothing from him.
He's about to make a breakthrough.
Let us hope so, Dr. Atro. Urus needs his unified theory of sequency and simultaneity.
That is why we brought him from Anarres.
No, not at all. He came here as an honored guest to receive the Hugh Wynne Prize for scientific achievement.
Shevek is the greatest scientist of our time.
Dr. Atro, the outer planets have declared their independence. Martial law has been declared. We are at war. If we had Shevek's theory, we could send up a fleet of spaceships from Urus, and less than a minute later, they would pour through a hole in the sky and descend on the outer planets. We could crush their stupid little rebellion.
What do you want me to do?
Just pay Shevek another little visit. Find out how far along he is, and we will give you all the support you need.
Mr. Shevek? Mr. Shevek, I brought you a bit of lunch, sir.
I'm not hungry.
It's 3 o'clock, sir. You've been sitting here all day.
Yes, thank you, Ephor. Just put the plate down on the desk.
7, sequence, simultaneity matrix, time equals speed of light to the 4th power.
Yes. Now apply that to the sequencing matrix. It's all so simple, Ephor, when you finally see it.
Sir?
An expanding universe spiraling outward from the Big Bang. Time and light both expanding, both relative to each other. They coexist. When we can calculate their relative speeds, we can cross the barriers of light and time.
Yes, sir.
E4, all this began to fall into place for me after Sile's party. I woke up with a terrible headache.
You had a hangover, sir.
But I could see everything clearly. It was the first time I've ever used alcohol. We don't have it on Anarres. Does alcohol do that? Make people see things clearly?
Sometimes, sir. Would you like a glass of wine with your lunch?
No. But some fruit juice would be nice.
Right away, sir. Now, you start on your sausages before they get cold.
These are good. I don't think I could ever be a vegetarian again. So many different kinds of food on this planet. I wonder what they'd do in a drought like the one we had on Anarres.
How can you do sit-ups in this heat? It's the driest summer in the history of Anarres.
Keeps the weight down.
Well, try eating less. It's easier.
Try it yourself. You're developing a bit of a paunch too, Takper.
But I have an honest reason. I'm pregnant.
What? Are you sure?
Yes. I went to the clinic today.
Oh, Takper, at last. A true example of Odonian anarchism at work.
We're just having a baby, Dad. It comes from copulating, not philosophizing.
Must go now. They have special snacks for pregnant women.
Oh, we're having a hatch of curricule shrimp.
Oh, they can lay eggs without you. But you can't have a healthy baby if you don't eat properly. Oh, go, Takva. Everybody is on short rations. If you don't claim your snack, someone else will gobble it up.
Shevek, are you home?
Yes.
Let's go to Commons and get some supper. I've had a beast of a day. Chev, are you all right?
Sabul called me in today. My principles of simultaneity. He won't recommend it, not for publication here, and not for export to Urus.
He can't do that. You spent 3 years on that book.
Sabul is the oldest member of the Abney Institute of Physics. The publication syndicate acts on his advice.
Did he give any reason?
His note is on the table.
Divagation from the mutually agreed upon theories of sequency physics can only lead to repetition of superstitious religious speculations of the hired scientists of Urus. Oh, the profiteer, the filthy little egoizer.
Yes, I know all that.
Sabul could get this printed. What if you put his name on it? Let him share the credit.
I'd rather share you with Sabul.
Shevik, we've waited a long time for this baby. But what if, for some reason, it would die if we kept it? What if it could only live in a nursery and we could never see it? Would we have the right to say the baby should never be born?
How could I make that choice?
Shevik, brother, it doesn't matter what name is on the book. People will know the work is yours.
I am that book.
Let it go, Shevik. It's the only way. Now, come to supper. I must eat.
Hang on!
Oh, Shevik, it's coming! Hold out your arms. Let me grip.
Right.
That's it. Stay calm, Shevik.
Yes, I am calm. Help, please.
Sorry I'm late. You're not the only ones having a baby here tonight. You're doing fine. Squat more. You keep your arms steady. steady.
I'm trying to.
Give her something to grip.
Jackman!
There it be. Beautiful little thing it is, too.
I want to see the baby.
Let me get it wrapped up. You get her cleaned off and into bed.
Yeah, of course.
Shiv, what is it?
The girl.
Here she is. Put her at the breast.
Well, Shevek, makes a nice-looking little book, I think. The Principles of Simultaneity by Sabul and Shevek.
Another successful collaboration. How did you manage to get it printed?
The famine, my boy. I pointed out to the publication syndicate that people on Urus are gloating over us. They're claiming that the drought proves that anarchism can never work. So, I said to the publication syndicate, do this book and send it to Urus. Show these profiteers that even in hard times, we can produce a theory that leaves their puny mathematics light years behind.
Are you sending a copy to Atro, their big man in temporal physics?
Especially to Atro, that rotten old egoizer.
I want to include this envelope.
What's in it?
My original manuscript. Before you did any editing.
That tripe, he'll laugh at you.
I'll take that risk.
Let me think about it. I don't want you ruining my reputation, too.
Hello? Anybody home?
Dap!
Look what I brought.
A whole bottle of plum juice.
Saved up my rations for 3 decades.
Oh.
Wanted to have a proper send-off for Chev.
I'm just going to South Rising, Dap. A little work on the irrigation channels. I'll be back before anyone even notices I'm gone.
Oh, this is delicious, Dap. Do you remember that party the night Shevek left North Setting for Abernay?
Mm-hmm.
Whole platters of fried fish and sweet cakes. Oh, I can hardly believe we used to have so much food on this planet.
What I remember is Shevek making a speech about pain while everybody else was going off to copulate.
Was I really such a prig?
Well, let's just say you were very idealistic. But some people, like me,
And me, even though you didn't pay any attention to me.
Yes, well, we were very interested in your theories. I remember you saying that it wasn't love that binds people together. It was suffering.
That's right.
I think you actually urged people to go out and feel pain together so they could experience true brotherhood.
Well, these days they don't have to look far for pain. The trick now is to be resigned to constant hunger.
Chev's on a resignation binge, Dap. Don't pay any attention to him. Must be terrible to turn 30.
I'm going to make a speech.
Here! Shh, the baby.
That baby could sleep through an earthquake. What I want to say is, I'm glad the daughter, Sadek, was born now in a hard time when we need our brotherhood more than we ever have before. Mm-hmm. I'm glad she's one of us, an Adonian anarchist. I'm glad she's sister to Badab and sister to Sabu.
What?
Yes, even Sabu. And I drink to this hope that as long as she lives, Sadik will love her brothers and her sisters as joyfully as I do tonight.
South Rising yet?
Nope. Red Springs. They make cement here.
Well, we're not stuck here. Haven't eaten all day.
There is a delay up the line. Sorry, brothers and sisters. These are difficult times.
Somebody should go into town.
Yeah, get us some food.
Yeah, I'll go. Oh, thanks, brother. Hey, you with the lute. Hey, play us a tune.
Yeah, keep our minds off our stomachs.
Yeah.
Only a lad from the fields of South Rising, land of scrub Harlem, dust clouds and ruin. But I know a beauty whene'er I behold her. So let's copulate by the light of the moon. She said, oh, brother, my friends have all told me, don't copulate with a south-rising man before you can say, oh, brother, I love you. He's off in the night to his damned...
Hey, there's the messenger.
What have you got for us?
Nothing.
Oh, impossible.
There are 200 people in the village and 350 of us on this train. They say if they feed us, they'll have nothing left.
Leave us to starve out here?
We could take the food from them.
There's more of us than there are of them.
Let's put it to a vote.
Yeah.
Who wants to use violence to take food away from those people?
Listen, by God, I tell you, I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
Thank you, brothers.
Put your backs into it, brothers.
Surely, Shevik, you see the logic. Those who are doing the heavy work must have full rations.
You are asking me to decide who will live and who will die.
We are asking you only to divide our stores scientifically. Full rations for working men, nursing and pregnant women, half rations for children and old folks.
Full rations are barely enough to live on. You know damn well what's going to happen to those who only get half rations.
Do you have a better way to divide the food? If we don't keep the people in the fields going, then we're all doomed. And if we don't have somebody with your mathematical background dividing the food precisely and fairly, we'll have riots in the town.
I'm sorry. I cannot do this. I'm going back to Abney.
Sabur, where's my name? The classroom assignments, my name isn't on the list.
Well, that's because you don't work at the Physics Institute anymore.
What?
I'm sorry, Shevek. It's the drought. We had to let 5 people go. Your work, temporal physics, it's just not functional.
I see.
Don't glare at me like that, Shevek. It wasn't my decision. There was a vote of the assignments committee.
Shevek, you're here?
Yes.
Oh, you should put some lights on. Here, I've brought up this letter for you.
Thank you. Dearest brother, by the time you get back here, I will probably be settled down in Rolney. I could not, in good conscience, refuse this posting. It's in the edible algae experimental labs, and they're trying to use the same algae ciliate kikuru shrimp cycle that I've been working on.
It seems I now know more about it than anyone else. If we can get the cycle going here, it would help feed many people. Before I left, I went to the Division of Labor and asked for you to be posted to Rolney too. But they cannot act on this until you formally request it. Sadiq is well and can say Mak for truck. All for life. Your sister, Takver. Oh, Shevik, come if you can.
Oh, yes. Yes, Takver. I'm coming.
Rolney. Rolney. The seafood labs. But you're not a marine biologist.
I'm a mathematician. I've been studying physics for the last 10 years.
Well, they don't need anyone like that at Rolney.
What about laborers? Sweeping the floors, anything. The partner's been sent there with the baby.
Oh, we'll see.
says here they've got more laborers now than they can feed.
Damn.
Well, you could just go there, you know, try and live on the partner's rations, find any work you can.
No. Whatever she's got, she'll need for the baby. Give me a posting.
Well, they do need people down in the southern desert.
Why not? The partner's gone, the baby's gone, the work I've spent my life on. Why not the desert?
Can you drive a truck?
Let us through, please.
They're starving in Southend.
Oh, a human chain! Don't let them get through!
Shevik, quick, get it moving. They're backing away. Go, Shevik. Oh, damn! Alone. She didn't get out of the way in time. Shevik, don't quit on me. If we don't get through to Southend, they'll starve too.
Excuse me. Could you direct me to domicile 8?
Down that street, cornered building.
Thank you.
You look like you've been traveling, brother.
I have, sister. For 4 years.
Come in. Oh, Shevik.
You the father?
Yes, he is.
You're crying.
I know. The last time I saw you, I could hold you in the palm of my hand.
Don't you have a handkerchief?
I seem to have lost it somewhere.
I have a clean one. I could give it to you.
It's in the drawer, Sadiki.
Oh, Takvar, she's beautiful. We've gone through so much. All of us here. I think maybe a new beginning for Anarres.
I hope so. Dear brother, I hope so.
Mr. Shevik?
Yes?
Mr. Shevik, Dr. Atro's come to see you.
Shevik, how are you? The wine didn't do you in?
I'm fine, Brother Atro. Everything is going well.
You've made a breakthrough. I knew it. You were drunk last night, my friend. I mean, woolly-eyed right out of your mind.
Yes.
But I bet you're thinking more clearly than you ever did before.
You're right, Atro. It was the first time I ever tasted alcohol, and I don't think I will ever try it again. I woke up this morning feeling as though there were 1,000 people stamping around in my head. But you know, problems that had bothered me for years, suddenly I could see solutions for.
We're all waiting for your unified theory.
I'm almost there.
Perhaps I could be of help.
Give me a couple of days, Atro. Then I'll come right to you, I promise.
Well, then, I'd better not disturb you.
No, not at all. I should take a little break.
I'm afraid you can't leave this building.
Why not?
The outer planets are in rebellion, Shevik. The government has declared a planetary emergency. Nobody is allowed to leave the campus.
Does that mean I am a prisoner here?
Don't be ridiculous. You are the honored guest of the World University. We're only trying to protect you.
Part 4 of The Dispossessed by Ursula K. Le Guin. Dramatized by David Lewis Stein. Starring Gary Reinecke as Shevik.
And I drink to this hope that as long as she lives, Sadik
will love her brothers and her sisters as joyfully as I do tonight.
Barbara Gordon as Tackford.
Shevik, we've waited a long time for this baby. But what if, for some reason, it would die if we kept it?
Geza Kovacs as Anarres.
Just pay Shevik another little visit. Find out how far along he is, and we will give you all the support you need.
John Swindells as Atro.
I am a doctor of mathematics at the World University. Do they really think I might be a spy?
Gilly Fenwick as Efor.
Now, you start on your sausages before they get cold.
Greg Elwand as Badap.
Hello? Anybody home?
Dap!
Look what I brought.
A whole bottle of plum juice.
Saved up my rations for 3 decades.
Oh.
Wanted to have a proper send-off for Chev.
And Hrant Alyanak as Sabul.
I'm sorry, Shevik. It's the drought. We had to let 5 people go. You work temporal physics. It's just not functional.
With Terry Waterhouse.
You, over there. Stand in that corner and keep your nose to the wall.
Francine Volker.
Sorry, I'm late. You're not the only ones having a baby here tonight.
Mary Durkin.
You look like you've been traveling, brother.
And Marcia Moreau.
Don't you have a handkerchief?
I seem to have lost it somewhere.
I have a clean one. I could give it to you.
Original music for The Dispossessed was composed by Marcia Coffey. Series script editor was Sandra Rabinovich. Casting consultant was Beth Russell. Recording engineer was John McCarthy. Sound effects by Bill Robinson. Production assistant Heather Brown. The Dispossessed was produced and directed in Toronto at Studio G by William Lane. Next week, Part 5 of The Dispossessed. Until then, I'm Chris Henry. Good night. The Dispossessed by Ursula K. Le Guin. The outer planets have broken free from the Urasti Empire. The rulers of Urus need the space travel theories of Shevik, the physicist from Anarres. But Shevik has been thinking more and more about life in the anarchist society on his home world. While on Urus, Shevik has become a prisoner.
E4? E4?
Right here, sir.
Did you find the people who sent me this note?
It's too late, sir. We're at war with the outer planets.
You said you'd help me.
It's martial law, sir. Nobody is allowed to leave this campus.
I must find this Tuio Maida.
The people you call the underground.
Impossible, sir. There's soldiers everywhere. Oh, I'd better get that, sir.
Do I have no friends at all on this planet?
Dr. Atro's come to visit you, Mr. Shevek, and Dr. Sayo.
Shevek, how are you, my friend?
I have been working very hard.
Every scientist on the 14 known worlds is waiting for your new theory.
I'm not quite ready yet. Besides, most of it is still in my head.
Shevek, the outer planets have declared their independence. Urus is at war. The state police want your equations. Please give me something I can show them.
You are working for the police?
On Urus, everybody works for the police.
Shevek, I do not.
Except my young friend here, who, as I'm sure you have gathered, is a bit of a fool.
I prefer to think of myself as a scientist.
I do not wish to give my work to the government of Urus.
Shevek, your unified theory of sequency and simultaneity could be as important to our time as the atom bomb was to the Middle Ages.
What Dr. Atro means, Shevek, is that with your equation we could send up a fleet of spaceships from Urus, and an instant later they'd land at the outer planets.
We could crush the rebels under our heels.
I do not wish my ideas used for war.
Shevek, we brought you here from Anarres. Gave you the seal-owned prize, your own quarters, a servant, money to spend. We turned our particle smasher and our light labs over to you. Equipment that cost hundreds of millions to build. We let you work with it to your heart's content. Don't you think you owe us something?
I am an Adonian anarchist, Anarres. The things you talk about, owing people debts, simply make no sense.
But you are on Urus now. You came here because you could not finish your work on Anarres. This is a proprietarian planet, my friend. Nobody lives here for free. We all pay for what we get. Urus helped you. Now it is your turn to help Urus.
Atro, I appreciate what you are saying, but I do not work for the state.
Damn you! Don't you give me any of your moral superiority. What do you think keeps your little utopia safe up there in the sky? Your pure anarchist hearts? It's the guns and spaceships of Urus. We don't protect you because we love you. We look after Anarres because you've got the mercury and petroleum that we need. And the outer planets want it too. If their little rebellion succeeds, you know what they'll do as soon as they've conquered Urus? They'll send a couple of spaceships and take Anarres too. Don't you see that?
No, I do not.
Have you no respect for anyone, Shevek? Have you no sense of honor?
Dr. Atro, please!
These bastards have lived off Urus for 200 years. Now, when we need help, they're ready to sell us out.
Let me talk to Shevek alone, just for a few minutes.
If you want, but you're wasting your time.
Thank you, Dr. Atro. Shevek, listen to me. Atro was not making idle threats. If you do not cooperate with him, the state police will use their own means to get what they want.
What will they do? Torture me?
Nothing so crude. A hypnotic drug slipped into your food. A little visit in the middle of the night. You would tell them everything they wanted to know and more besides. In the morning, you would not even remember they had been there.
Why do you want to help me?
The way you talk about Anarres. Freedom, love, brotherhood. It has made an impression on me. I think you are the finest person I have ever met.
I see. Well, come back tomorrow, Sile. Bring Atro with you. I will have something you can take to the police.
Oh, thank you, Shevek. Thank you. This is the smartest thing you can do. And I will do my best to protect you.
Well, what do I do now? Where in Odo's name do I turn?
Mr. Shevek, sir.
Yes, E4?
They don't have this place so locked up as they think. I know a little side door. Used to be a servant's entrance. Won't be many iron hats there.
You've decided to help me, then?
They shouldn't be threatening you.
You were listening at the door?
Part of a servant's job, sir. They say they need you. But to my way of thinking, maybe we need you too. The ordinary people of Urus.
Oh, thank you, E4.
I can't do too much. Just help you get off this campus. You'll have to take a train into Capital City.
Yes.
Head for Old Town.
Mm-hmm.
Mader's in there somewhere. He's supposed to own a pawn shop. But the Iron Hats can never get their hands on him. Old Town's a terrible place, sir. Honest folk don't go near it.
All these months, you've bowed and scraped as though you were my slave. But in truth, you are my brother.
Well, I don't know about that, Mr. Shipping. But I had 3 boys, you see. They were all sickly. My wife's not a strong woman. One after the other, all 3 died. Never had no money to get them proper care. Had to take them to charity hospitals. Pest holes those places were, full of rats. There weren't nowhere else to go. They never helped my boys at all. They just let them die.
I'm very sorry for
My old wife, she says, better this way. If they'd growed up, they'd have caused us more grief. Getting called to the army or nearly starving the way we done. This way, my old wife says, they're gone young and we don't have to cry over them no more. But that's not my way of thinking. The way I sees it, them, the owners, took 3 sons away from me. They owe me something for that.
You owe yourself something, E4.
Now, you stay in your study, Mr. Shevik. Anybody else comes asking after you, I'll tell him you're working. That'll give him away.
Yes.
When the coast's clear tonight, I'll come for you.
I'll be ready, brother. If space is expanding, time must be expanding too. We know the speed of space. And with the Phaedra equations, that will give us the coordinates for the speed of time. Perhaps we could graph them. Why not? A 3-dimensional graph. Yes, that would work. It would make calculating the intervals much easier. I am so close now.
Mr. Shevik, it's time to go.
I haven't finished my work.
The guard's changing. It's now or never.
All right. Just let me gather up these papers.
Through that hedge, Mr. Shevik. There's no guards right now. Lie flat. Wait till the searchlight passes.
Yes.
Then across the field and through the trees.
Yes.
You'll be right at the railway station. You can catch the last train into the city.
What about you?
I'm good at making up stories. Comes of being a servant all my life.
E4, kiss me goodbye.
Oh, I don't think that's proper, sir. Us being men and all.
Yes, it is proper when people love and help each other.
Well, now, nobody ever did that before. Look, the light stopped. Go now.
Yes.
Goodbye, Brother Shevik.
Out, down. Everybody out. Last train before curfew. Excuse me. Could you tell me where I could find Old Town?
Oh, what do you want to go there for? You looking to get a social disease?
You must be a stranger here. Old Town is the worst pest hole on all of Urus.
I am from Anarres.
You're the man in the moon. I read about you in the papers.
Oh, please join us. Sit down and have a drink.
No, thank you. I must find Old Town.
You shouldn't go there. It's a dangerous place.
There's an alley across the square. That's the quickest way in. But my woman is right. You shouldn't go there. The lower classes are getting dangerous.
Thank you. I am looking for someone. I must go.
So I say, what's in it for us? What do we care if the outer planets break away? Do we want to die to keep the outer planets? No. I say, let them have their freedom and good luck to them.
Excuse me. Can you tell me the way to Tuio Maida's pawn shop?
Who wants him?
I am Shevik from Anarres.
Sure you are.
I must find Tuio Maida. I am from Anarres.
By Gara, I've seen your picture. Come with me, Brother Shevik.
There he is.
Iron Axe, run for it.
Where should I go?
Let's get the little rat.
Down the lane, go.
Gotcha. Now, where's your friend?
What friend? Leave me alone. I'm an old man.
Now, you throw that garbage in the truck. Now, let's get the other one. I think he might be the Shevik they want so bad.
What do you have, Manor?
Could I have a drink of water?
This is a tavern, not a public fountain, in case you hadn't noticed.
Could I have some fruit juice?
Yeah, I guess so. Hey, are you all right? You're not going to pass out, are you?
I am looking for Tuio Maida.
So would half the iron hats on Urus.
He sent me this note. Shevik, join your anarchist brother.
Shark's blood. Ty, get over here.
Leave me alone. I already did 6 men. Give my old crotch a rest.
Ty, this is Shevik.
From Anarres? Have you come to help the people?
I don't know. I am looking for Tuio Maida.
I'll take you to him.
Identity check. Up against the wall.
That's the second time.
Yeah. Come on, move it. Get over there. Move your ass.
Shevik, follow me and run like hell.
Yes. At the back door. After them. Shevik.
1 minute to curfew. Anyone on the streets after midnight is subject to arrest. 1 minute to curfew. Anyone on the streets subject to arrest.
Who's there?
A friend.
Go away. It's curfew.
I've got Shevik from Anarres.
My God, so you have. Get in. So, you are Shevik. What do you want?
I came for help.
From us? We can barely keep ourselves alive. You'd better tell us what's going on.
You've been with the propertied classes. Shevik, the bum licker.
Don't trust him, Brother Tuio.
Let him speak.
I escaped from the university, from the jail. Maybe this whole planet is a jail. I have something they want, a scientific idea. I came from Anarres to work on it. I didn't realize on this planet an idea is the property of a state. I do not work for the state. I don't want their damned money. You sent me a note. I thought maybe you could help.
The truth is, Brother Shevik, we were looking for help from you.
You are anarchists?
I am an Odonian, like your people on Anarres.
We are not Odonians. We are syndicalist libertarians.
I'm from the Universal Socialists, the largest group here.
Not quite. The Socialist Workers' League is the largest group here.
Enough, friends. Shevik, things have got a mite more complicated around here since your people left for Anarres 200 years ago.
Yes.
What you have invited yourself into, my friend, is a meeting of the Coalition for Freedom and Peace with the Outer Planets.
Yes.
We're talking about a general strike 3 days from now.
That's how Odo began. A general strike that led to an insurrection.
Insurrection, that's a big word.
It will be an insurrection. Blood will flow.
The people have had enough.
Well, that much is for sure. They're taking the children for the military. Now they're starting labor drafts.
They took my husband this morning.
Slave labor, that's what it is.
Most people around here are half starved at the best of times. Over 1 million unemployed. And now they're telling us they've got to raise taxes and cut rations because of the war emergency.
Yes.
And we got to work in their labor drafts for nothing. People can't take it anymore.
Oh, they're ready for anything.
The word is out. Workers all over Urus will lay down their tools and come to Capitol Square. It'll be the biggest demonstration since Odo's time.
Only this time, they don't have a moon to buy us off with. We'll make justice here or nowhere.
Yes. What do you want from me?
Can you imagine what it's meant for people here to know that people were free up on Anarres? We'd see your world floating past in the night sky.
And we'd say to each other when times were difficult, may you be reborn on Anarres.
I see.
Come with us tomorrow, Shevek. When people pour into Capitol Square, you tell them about Anarres. You tell them the dream is real.
I will come, and I will speak, but I may not be able to say exactly what it is you're expecting to hear.
It'll do. Don't worry. Thank you.
We're running off a leaflet tonight. Could you write something for it?
Yes, if it will help.
Shevek, you do know. You put your name on that leaflet and speak out tomorrow in Capitol Square. There's no way the bastards will ever let you go home.
Brother Tweel, should that be, and you ever get to Anarres, there is a little statue in the city of Abene, the only statue in the whole planet. Odo sitting on a bench. Go and visit it. You will find there one of Odo's favorite sayings. True journey is return.
Yes.
Could I have a pen and some paper, please?
And so, Odo taught us that if we carry the revolution within us, nothing can stop us and nothing can hurt us. This is the drivel your friend Shevek is producing.
I am a physicist, Colonel Anarres. I will not talk about Shevek with the state police.
We searched his room. We found nothing. Did he finish his theory?
I have no idea.
He must have the theory with him. If he sells that theory to the enemies of Urus, Dr. Sile, many people here will be in trouble, including you. Yes?
We've got Shevek's valet.
Good. Take him downstairs and find out what he knows. By any means necessary.
He's just an old man.
Shevek could not have left the university without his help.
I don't think it's necessary to be so brutal.
You are a member of the propertied class. Do you imagine we keep you in power by being gentle?
What's the demonstration? It's not violence. Are you folks from Balkan?
That music. Yes, the hymn of insurrection. Odo's song.
We sing it on Anarres to commemorate Insurrection Day.
It's against the law to sing it on Urus. Friends, we have come here from all over this planet today for only one reason. To tell the propertied classes we aren't going to fight their dirty little wars anymore. We want our freedom. Listen to Shevek, our brother from Anarres.
Brothers and sisters, it is our suffering that brings us together. It is not love. Love does not obey the mind and turns to hatred when it is forced upon people. But we are brothers in what we share, in pain, which each of us must suffer alone, in hunger, in poverty, and in hope. We know our brotherhood because we have had to learn it. We know there is no hope for us but from one another. No hand will save us if we do not reach out our own hands. And that hand you reach out to me is as empty as mine is. You are free. All you have is what you are and what you give to others.
I am here because you see in me the promise that was made 200 years ago in this very city. We have kept that promise on Anarres. We have nothing but our freedom. We have nothing to give you but your own freedom. We have no law but the single principle of mutual aid between individuals. We have no premiers, presidents, chiefs, no generals, bosses, bankers, no landlords, no wages, no charity, no police, no soldiers, and no war. Nor do we have much else. We are sharers, not owners. None of us is rich. None of us is powerful. If it is Anarres you want, if it is the future you seek, then I tell you that you must come to it with empty hands. You must come to it alone and naked, as a child comes into the world, into his future, without any past, without any property, wholly dependent on other people for his life. You cannot take what you have not given, and you must give yourself. You cannot buy the revolution. You cannot make the revolution. You can only be the revolution. It is in your spirit, or it is no spirit.
Shevek, this way.
But the people.
Too late. Run for it.
Part 5 of The Dispossessed by Ursula K. Le Guin. Dramatized by David Lewis Stein. Starring Gary Reinecke as Shevek.
If space is expanding, time must be expanding too. We know the speed of space. And with the Phaedra equations, that will give us the coordinates for the speed of time.
Michael Hogan as Twee Omeda.
Come with us tomorrow, Shevek. When people pour into Capitol Square, you tell them about Anarres. You tell them the dream is real.
Gilly Fenwick as Efor.
The way I sees it, them, the owners, took 3 sons away from me. They owe me something for that.
John Swindells as Atro.
Damn you! Don't you give me any of your moral superiority. What do you think keeps your little utopia safe up there in the sky? Your pure anarchist hearts? It's the guns and spaceships of Urus.
Phil Aiken as Sio.
Listen to me. Atro was not making idle threats. If you do not cooperate with him, the state police will use their own means to get what they want.
And Geza Kovacs as Andra.
You are a member of the propertied class. Do you imagine we keep you in power by being gentle?
With Terry Waterhouse.
Now you throw that garbage in the truck. Now let's get the other one. I think he might be the shivik they want so bad.
Jack Mather.
There's an alley across the square. That's the quickest way in. But my woman is right. You shouldn't go there. The lower classes are getting dangerous.
Thank you.
Pat Idlet.
It will be an insurrection. Blood will flow.
They're taking the children for the military. Now they're starting labor drafts.
They took my husband this morning.
And Maria Vakratsis.
Leave me alone. I already did 6 men. Give my old crotch a rest.
Child, this is shivik.
From Anarres? You come to help the people?
I don't know. I am looking for Twio Meda.
I'll take you to him.
Original music was composed and performed by Marcia Coffey, with Hugh Marsh on violin, David Tomlinson, percussion, Scott Alexander, bass, Michael White, trumpet, and Sandy Crawley, guitar. Vocalists were Annie Goldspink, Brenda Webb, and Sandy Crawley. Series script editor is Sandra Rabinovich. Casting consultant was Beth Russell. Recording engineer, John McCarthy. Sound effects by Bill Robinson. Production assistant, Heather Brown. The Dispossessed was produced and directed in Toronto at Studio G by William Lane. Next week, the conclusion of The Dispossessed. Until then, I'm Chris Henry. Good night. The Dispossessed by Ursula K. Le Guin. The outer planets have declared their independence from the Urasti Empire. On Urus itself, the state police try to isolate Shevik, the brilliant physicist from the anarchist world of Anarres. But Shevik escaped. He told an anarchist rally in Capitol Square they had the strength to make a revolution, but helicopter gunships clattered towards him.
Colonel Andrews, sir. We'll be over the square in 90 seconds. What are your orders, sir?
Can you pick him up on your radio?
Oh, yes, sir.
We have nothing but our freedom. We have nothing to give you but your own freedom. We have no premiers, presidents, bankers,
no landlords, no wages, no charity, no police, no soldiers, and no war.
Open fire.
Command Shevek will be right in the middle of it, sir.
Get him first. Bloody anarchist traitor.
Buy the revolution. You cannot make the revolution. You can only be the revolution. It is in your spirit, or it is nowhere.
Shevek, this way. Too late. Run for it. In this doorway. It's you they're after. I can't stay here. Across the street. That warehouse. Go! My turn. My leg! Shevek, get back!
No! Hold on to me.
I'm done. Try to reach Old Town. Find our people.
Save your strength, brother.
This door doesn't look too strong.
The scenes you have just witnessed, taken at great personal risk by Universal News cameramen, show the armed forces smashing an attempted insurrection in Capitol Square this morning. Police are still searching for Shevek, the anarchist agent from Anarres. Colonel Anarres announced tonight that the police have found clear evidence that Shevek was in the pay of the Outer Planet conspiracy. That concludes tonight's newscast. Now, stay tuned for The Smart Peasant, your favorite comedy show. And then, a performance of The Prince and the Golden Horn by the National Ballet of Urus.
Come in. My door is never locked to students. Professor Sio.
Dr. Atro, the police have taken Shevek's valet.
Doesn't surprise me at all, Sio.
E4 had nothing to do with Shevek's speech.
Why are you so concerned about a doddering old man?
E4 used to work for our family. I got him the job at the university.
Many people are going to fall under suspicion now, Sire. I expect Colonel Anarres will want to talk to us next.
I haven't done anything.
Really? You and I first contacted Shevek by radio. I personally proposed him for the C.U. Owen Prize. I told the committee he was the greatest mathematician of our time. You and I, Sire, brought Shevek to Urus so he could work on his great unified theory of time and space. And this is how Shevek shows us his gratitude.
We put too much pressure on him. We let Shevek know how much we wanted his theory for simultaneous space travel. You yourself told him it meant as much to our time as nuclear fission meant to the Middle Age.
Shevek has betrayed us.
I think perhaps we have betrayed him. Now, will you come with me and try and get E4 released?
No, I will not. Somebody has to pay for this day's work.
Shh. Keep still.
Shine your light in here. How long do we have to keep this up? Till they tell us to stop! God. What a stink. What is this place? It's a storeroom for a tannery. Hey, look, over there. Some skins have been moved. Big deal. Somebody came and got some stuff. We should go in there, check it out. No waste of time. No human being could live in this stench. Not even that bastard from Anarres. Yeah, you're right.
Brother Shevek, have they gone?
Here, drink some of this.
Whiskey? Where did you get it?
My nightly expedition. I found that in a garbage can outside a restaurant.
Yeah, quality stuff, all right. That leg's gone to rot, I'm sure. You ought to get out of here while you still can.
No, I'm going for a doctor tonight. You need help badly.
Don't be a fool. Let's shoot you on sight.
Tell me some more about Anarres. Is it true that people can work at whatever takes their fancy?
Yes. You go down to DivLab, that's the Division of Labor, and you see what's posted. And then you just turn up. If you're the first one there, you get the position.
Hold! Stop this madness!
Oh, my God.
And you never have to worry about paying rent or buying food?
You get a domicile. Unless you've got a partner, you're usually in with 3 or 4 other men. You get your meals in a common dining room. There are all different kinds of kitchens scattered around Abernay. My partner, Takver, and our friend Badap, we used to go to a lovely little place beside the park. The cook was famous for his fried cakes and his sweet desserts, puddings and pies and fruitcakes. We used to sit eating and talking for hours. Then we'd go into the park. The glass blowers had their own little band with little flutes that they made themselves. We'd just lie there on the grass listening to them.
Yeah. And when we get there, Brother Shevik, when we get to Anarres, do you think I'll be able to find a companion, a woman to be with?
Oh, I'm sure of it.
I've lost my wife. Did I tell you that?
No.
The Iron Hats took her on account of me being in the movement. They really worked her over. She was never the same after that. Died within the year. Just faded away. They always thought the rebels wanted to grab their power. What we wanted was an end of power.
Yes. You should try to get some sleep now.
I was born on this rotten, bloody planet. Why the hell did you ever come here?
He's trying to help the people of Anarres.
That's a funny reason.
My friends wanted me to come here.
The Principles of Simultaneity by Shevik. The first publication of the Anarres Syndicate of Initiative. I'd love to see Sable's face when somebody shoves a copy of this under his nose.
That sounds like egoizing, Dap.
I remember the first edition of this. By Sable and Shevik. The only way you could get it published was to let Sable chop up the manuscript and put his name on it, so he could claim half the credit. Now, people are going to see your work the way it was meant to be. And Sable will be squirming like the little worm he is.
I'm happy to see the book get out, that's all. I don't care about Sable.
A copy of this is going on an ore freighter to Urus. I want Atro and the other big men there to see it.
Atro calling Anarres. Atro calling Anarres. Shevik, can you hear me? God, I hope so. You've won the C.O. Owen Prize.
Great!
The committee says your book is the greatest mathematical work of our time. Can you come to receive the prize? Hello? Can you come here? Can you come?
Impossible. I can't go to Urus.
Why? Just because nobody's done it before?
You're forgetting the terms of the settlement. In 200 years, nobody has come from Urus to Anarres, and nobody has gone from Anarres to Urus.
Then maybe it's time somebody did. If we can't leave this planet when we want to, it's not a free society we've got. It's a prison.
Shevik, thank you for coming today. I honestly didn't expect you to answer my note.
Curiosity got the better of me, Sabu. You're looking well.
I've got wonderful news for you, Shevik. There's a post opening up at the Physics Institute. I'm putting your name forward.
What's going on, Sabu? The last time we talked, you were pushing me out of here.
It was nothing personal, Shevik. During the famine years, we just couldn't keep all our staff. I thought you were one person who could manage on his own. It was very hard on me, deciding who should go and who should stay.
But now I've won the C.O. Owen Prize.
What? You know about that? How'd you find out?
Our Syndicate of Initiative talks to Urus by radio. How long have you known Sabul without telling me?
Oh, their committee sent us a letter. Just assumed you were here at the Institute. We didn't pay any attention. Nothing to us what a bunch of Urastic profiteers want to do.
Sabul, you are... I don't know what you are, but I'll think about your posting. Very seriously.
You belong here, Shevek. We'll publish your work. We can do much more for you than that stupid syndicate of initiative.
I want to introduce a project from the Syndicate of Initiative. You know we've been in radio contact with Urus for about 20 decades.
Against the majority vote of this committee.
That's right. Yeah. But let's not fight old quarrels. I want you to know they have not only invited Shevek to come in person for the Sue Owen Prize, they want him to stay at their World University and work with their particle smasher and laser labs. Apparatus we just can't afford on Anarres.
Are you crazy? Now, this is an open invitation to the Urasti profiteers.
That's right.
They'll say the anarchist experiment has failed on Anarres. They'll say our best people have to go to Urus. We might as well tell them, send your gunships and slave us again. We can't look after ourselves.
Shevek's visit would mean the exact opposite. It's a sign we can face them as equals. We're not afraid to open our doors.
If people don't like Anarres, let them go. I'll carry their bags to the spaceship and tip them out. But if they try and come back, there'll be some of us there to meet them. They'll find their teeth knocked down their throats.
Let's call for dessert.
I want one. What about you, Shevek?
When did the father ever refuse a second dessert?
Just a small one.
Well, Shevek, are you going to take Zabul's offer?
You think I should?
At least you'd be teaching again.
Our syndicate of initiative would fall apart. People would say the great Shevek was led astray by Badap and those egoizers. Scientists don't understand the practical world, you know. But Shevek sees his mistake. Shevek is back where he belongs.
Yeah. Divide and destroy.
The old proprietarian game.
Here's your pudding, Shevek.
Thank you, sister.
We're a threat to them, Shevek. Our syndicate doesn't do just your big tomes on temporal physics. We publish poetry that hardly anybody understands, and new ideas about educating children. We make Sabul and those old committee people very uncomfortable. They can't stop us. But oh, would they ever love to see our little syndicate break up.
I know. I sent Sabul a note telling him I wasn't interested.
Oh.
Clean up, brothers and sisters.
Come, Siddiqui. We'll walk back to the dormitory with you.
Len wants a feeding. I'd better get back to the room.
Shevek, you really got to come to the syndicate meeting tomorrow.
Why is that?
A fellow from North Setting has some drawings he wants us to print. They're mostly about copulating. But very strange. Nightmarish, in fact. Oh, they'll really get people mad at us.
Here we are, Siddiqui. Can Dap and I give you a kiss before you go in?
Shevek?
Yes?
Shevek, can I go to the room tonight? Can I stay with you and Takfar?
You're a big girl now. You should be with the other children. What's wrong, Sadiq?
They don't like me in the dorm. They won't let me play in any of their games. And Terzol, she's the dorm sister. She says...
I was afraid of this.
Terzol says the father is a traitor. Terzol won't let anybody talk to me.
Damn her.
Can I help?
What could you do?
I don't know.
Go along now. I'll come and see you in the morning. No, first thing, we'll go and see Takfar now, Sadiq.
Good night, then. Be brave, little Sadiq.
I'm sorry, Shevek.
Well, you shouldn't be. That's what parents are for.
But grown-ups need privacy.
We've still got the baby with us.
Peeling doesn't count.
Nor do you.
Dad.
Have you got to be such a big girl that the father couldn't carry you back to the room?
No.
Come here, then. Up you go. Oh, Siddiqui, beautiful little Siddiqui.
They're both asleep. At last.
They look so innocent.
Who would believe Odonian anarchists would try to attack me through my children?
They've been after me, too.
What?
I'm told they don't need me at the marine labs anymore.
What? You're the best geneticist they've got.
No, I can find other postings. Shevek, go to Urus.
I don't want to go to Urus.
Oh, yes, you do. And you should. They don't want you here. Maybe if you leave, they'll realize how much they've lost.
Well, maybe I would like to talk to Atro and see their particle smasher and their light labs. But it's not worth going all the way to Urus just for that.
If you don't go, then everything we've gone through, Bedap, the syndicate, the children, me, it'll all be wasted. If you don't use the freedom you talk about so much, then everything we've all had to suffer in the name of freedom will be meaningless.
What if I couldn't get back here?
Would that be a worthwhile risk to you?
I don't know. If I could finish my work, a unified theory of sequency and simultaneity, maybe it would.
Well, then it's a worthwhile risk to both of us.
I am not going to Urus.
Shevek, I'm worn out. Let's go to bed.
All right, but I am not going to Urus.
Oh, the pain. My leg. The pain is spreading.
Finish the whiskey, Brother Tweel. I'll go on another hunt tonight.
How long have we been here?
This is our 4th day.
You've been a saint, Brother Shevek. What's all that stuff?
Numbers. Octagonal equations. While you've been sleeping, I've been finishing something I've been working on for years. A unified theory of sequency and simultaneity.
That's nice.
Tweel. Brother Tweel. Oh, damn.
You all! Let me in. Asylum!
Who are you?
Shevek. Asylum. Please, asylum.
Don't let him get inside! And stop him! Stop!
Thank you.
Mr. Sheddick.
Yes?
I'm Ambassador MacDonald. Are you feeling a little better?
Oh, yes, thank you. What is this beverage I'm drinking?
It's a special herb that we brought here from Earth 11 years ago. We save it for special guests. It's called tea.
It's very good. Thank you, Ambassador. And thank you for taking me in.
We represent a growing galactic federation. Part of our mission is to help make peace wherever we can.
I talked to your assistant about some special arrangements. Are they possible?
Yes, we can do everything you ask. But I must tell you, a deputation has come from the World Council of Urus. Under the terms of our consular agreement, they can ask you to leave the embassy, and you are free to go with them, or to stay.
I see. Well, send them in.
Yes.
Shevek, you're in one piece. Thank goodness.
I am fine, Atro.
We were so worried.
And I was worried about you, Sio.
Listen, Shevek, we've talked to Colonel Anarres and all that lot. They know you were duped. They're willing to forgive and forget. If you would just give us a unified theory of sequency and simultaneity...
It is not completed yet.
Then come back to the university. Work on it there. Forget all this political stuff. We're scientists. It's not our concern.
I'm afraid I can't do that, Atro.
Listen, Shevek, your people went to Anarres from Urus only 200 years ago. You've still got your rusty blood in your veins. If other planets get your theory, the Terrans, the Hainish, this new Federation of Worlds, they could get ahead of Urus. They could dominate this corner of the galaxy. Shevek, when it's us against them, you have to be with us.
I don't see things that way.
Let me talk to him, Atro, alone.
All right. Do what you can.
You finished the theory, haven't you?
Yes.
What are you going to do with it?
Give it away.
And then?
The Terrans have promised me safe conduct to Anarres. It's true we are poor there. We have nothing but each other. You Erastes have mountains of food, huge factories and cities. You are rich on this planet. Everything is beautiful here, except the faces.
Yes.
On Anarres we are poor and nothing is beautiful, nothing but the faces of the people. Here you see the jewels. On Anarres you see the eyes. But in those eyes you see the beauty of the human spirit, because our men and women are free. Possessing nothing, we are free.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. On Urus you have so much, but in turn you are possessed. On this planet you are in jail.
Shevek, take me with you.
What?
I want to go to Anarres.
You would leave everything you have here? Your beautiful home, your position at the university, your wife?
You claim for yourself the freedom to make choices. You should be willing to grant me the same freedom.
And now, on behalf of the Special Independent Communications Alliance, we have a message from Shevek of the planet Anarres.
Dear friends on Urus, Hain, in the new Federation of Outer Planets, and on my home world, Anarres, where I hope I can be heard. Today, I am going to present you the unified theory of sequency and simultaneity. Now, we know the universe began with a Big Bang, and space is expanding. But as space expands, so time must also expand.
Oh.
From this
and I brought him here,
we can
the
build
dirty little
that will allow us
peasant.
to travel in time as easily and as freely
Mr. Shevek,
as we now travel.
I don't know how much harm you've
I
done
am
to
bringing you
yours,
now the
but you have destroyed the career of one very good senior police official.
There are no absolutes in the universe. Time and space are both relative.
Goodbye, dear wife and daughter.
Expanding steadily outward. Both ends of the coil exist simultaneously. And so, dear friends everywhere, if you follow this final equation, space equals time plus light, x squared y. You should be able to leap across the intervals in the coil of time and space.
Takver! He did it!
Yes, oh, yes. Can the father come home now?
10 billion light years away, an instant later.
Dr. Shevek, we have just got word. There is a crowd around the spaceport. We may have trouble landing you safely.
Takver, look! Coming from Abney!
It's the Syndicate of Initiative and a whole lot of other people.
Shevek has more friends than we thought.
Yes.
The struggle is just beginning.
Yes.
Dr. Shevek, we are in a pre-landing orbit. Do you want us to go down?
Yes, please.
We'd better go to the exit platform then.
Well, I guess this is it.
Sayo, are you sure you want to come with me? Whatever happens down there, I'm going home. But you are going to be a stranger.
I'm not afraid. For the first time in my life, I think, I'm not afraid. Didn't Odo, your teacher, once say, "True journey is return.
She did, indeed. Well, we must get down to the exit platform.
What about your baggage, Dr. Shivik?
I have none. I am returning to Anarres as I left it, with empty hands.
Part 6 of The Dispossessed by Ursula K. Le Guin. Dramatized by David Lewis Stein. Starring Gary Reinecke as Shevik, Michael Hogan as Tuiomeda, Barbara Gordon as Takfur, Phil Aiken as Sayo, John Swindells as Atro, Geza Kovacs as Andres, Hrant Alyanak as Sabul, and Greg Elwand as Badap. With Marcia Morrow, Milan Chelov, Terry Waterhouse, and Beth Robinson. Original music was composed and performed by Marcia Coffey, with Hugh Marsh, David Tomlinson, Scott Alexander, Michael White, and Sandy Crawley. Vocalists were Annie Goldspink, Brenda Webb, and Sandy Crawley. Series script editor is Sandra Rabinovich. Casting consultant Beth Russell. Our recording engineer was John McCarthy. Sound effects by Bill Robinson. Production assistant Heather Brown. The Dispossessed was produced and directed at Studio G in Toronto by William Lane. I'm Chris Henry. Good night.